This video illustrates how to use the Irish Grid Reference Finder to set and find accurate locations for meeting points. During the video, right click means press the right mouse button or the right of the touchpad. Click by itself means press the left mouse button or the left of the touchpad. These instructions apply for Windows computers, but something similar will apply for Mac. Mobile users will find it slightly different. To set up the grid reference for a meeting point, type irish.gridreferencefinder.com into the address bar of your browser and hit enter. This will bring up the Irish Grid Reference Finder. Now, if you know the road or street, or better still the exact address of your meeting point, type that into the location box and select Go. Don't use any commas or other punctuation, as it won't work. Misspellings will also stop it from working. If you click Go and nothing happens, check for misspellings or punctuation and make sure you're inputting the address into the location box, not the grid reference box. And make sure you've got the correct address as well, of course, because it won't recognize an incorrect address. As an example, if I know that there's a car park in Church Street, Mahara, that I could potentially select as a meeting point, I will type in Church Street, Mahara, no commas. And then select Go. Now, the location that's come up is not correct. This can happen sometimes, or you may have entered in only the approximate address. To mark the correct location, just click and drag to scroll the map to the meeting point, in which case it's this car park here, and at this point just right click, and that will bring up a marker point for the meeting point plus a pop-up that shows the grid reference with latitude, longitude, etc. If you want to delete the pop-up just to see what's underneath it, just scroll down or scroll up and click on the X. I won't do that now because we need the information from the pop-up. The Irish grid reference will always start with an alphabetical character. In this case it's a C. Click on the grid reference box, right click and copy, and you can now right click and paste that into any other document, such as a Word document or into an email or whatever, so you can send it to someone else so they know what the meeting point is. Now, if you're on the receiving end and you've been given the grid reference by someone else and you want to find the meeting point, you can of course now take the grid reference to a paper activity map, but the resolution there may be insufficient to show up the exact meeting point, or the meeting point itself may not even be displayed. There is a better option. Just copy the grid reference that you've been given and right click and paste it into the grid reference box. Just to show you how that works, let's go back up to the address bar and refresh the page. Now we've got an empty map again. We click into the grid reference box with the grid reference we've been given, paste it in, and select Go. And now you've got the location that you've been given shown on the map. Now that we have the meeting point, we can click on the Google Maps link in the pop-up, and that will allow us to display the location on Google Maps. Here we can also see an image of the meeting points, which can be very useful for validation when you get to the point to make sure you're in the right place. The map itself is in satellite format at the moment. I'm going to click here and convert it to a standard map. I can zoom in or zoom out as required to see the detail or to find out from how it relates to other areas. If I want to get directions as to where to go or how to get there, just click on directions and then input the town you're coming from, say Antrim for example, and click on the search icon. That brings up the route from Antrim to the meeting point. To get the exact details, I can just come in here and find out the choices that is given. In this case there's only one route. Sometimes there's a number of routes selected, but there's only one shown here. If there were a number of routes, you would probably take the first one anyway, because that's usually the shortest. So if you click on the first or the shortest route, you can then get the directions by that route to get to the point you want to get to. Now, once you've got that, you're all set. If you're on a mobile phone, for instance, all you have to do now is to click Start on your mobile to commence the Google app tracking your journey and providing you with up-to-the-minute instructions as you travel. Check that the sound icon is active so you can hear the audio messages for when to change direction. If on the other hand though, you want to manually input the grid reference from your laptop into the Google Maps on your mobile, it's a little bit trickier since Google Maps does not recognize grid references. However, it does recognize latitude and longitude. Let's set up a fresh Google Maps and pretend that the Irish Grid Reference Finder is on your laptop and that the Google Maps is on your mobile. So let's get rid of this one, and we've got a fresh Google Maps here. So from the Irish Grid Reference Finder, go into the latitude and longitude. Latitude is 54.842831. So that's 54.842831. 54.842831. You put that into the search box in Google Maps, then put a space or a comma, go back into the grid reference and find the longitude, in this case minus 6.6692156. So that's minus 6.66, I think it was. Let's just check again. 6692156. 92156, and if I remembered that correctly and I click search, we should now find that we've got the correct address, and that's just back at the same meeting point. So that's giving you what you need if you don't have the Irish Grid Reference on your phone. That's all there is to it. I may have made it sound complicated, but it's actually fairly simple. Using the coordinates from the Grid Reference Finder should ensure you never get lost again when looking for a meeting point, assuming the person who's giving you the directions has also used Irish Grid Reference and got the exact location. But, disclaimer here, no responsibility is accepted if you do get lost and Google takes you to a nursing home or other miscellaneous destination.